Well, welcome guys. Welcome Nathan.
Bloody good.
Yeah, we're here at Creative Corners here. It's Jason from Digital Darkroom. We've just taken some time to jump into Nathan from Backbone's backyard. Did we want to do the launch sequence sample?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal.
Some of you guys will know I'm on LinkedIn. Backbone Marketing is your company. You guys get up to a few things. What would be the majority of that?
Look, the two main things is we have a partnership program where we invest time and resource into businesses and help them grow, and we take a percentage of their revenue. And we have a secondary business we launched. We stopped taking on clients, and so we still had this desire to keep helping businesses and more businesses, but we couldn't involve and invest the team in the same way. So we created Six Figure Secrets, and that's where the book is released under, and that's where our new website is that's where we'll be focusing most of our energy and giving away our best stuff for free, to be like Gary V.
Yeah. So they're like looking to value add, a little bit like this piece here. You know, I'm going to be grabbing these movers and shakers, these people who are up to stuff, sharing stuff, and giving you guys some insights into that stuff for free. On that note, should we kick into number 10 of this launch sequence, T-minus 10?
Yeah, let's crack into it. So, like a true millennial, I have my book on my phone here, I'm not texting my friends and checking emails.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Do not disturb.
If I go off onto TikTok, you're allowed to hit me with one of these fake mics that aren't plugged in.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, so number 10.
So number 10, starting at the top, is, are you starting with the number one problem on your customer's mind? So look, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. You know, entrepreneurship is simply the exploitation of the difference between pain and product, and the difference between those things, when you overlay branding on top of it, it's like rocket fuel. The better your brand is, the more money you'll get paid for solving those problems. But really simply, all we do as entrepreneurs is we go, I'm going to solve this problem. This person's in pain. My product is the Panadol. And so when we're launching a campaign, making sure we're always thinking, what is the biggest pain point that our customer has right now? Yeah,
look, hey, one of the biggest pain points that I know that people have around video, for instance, is not knowing what the hell they want to say. And so, a launch sequence like this, where we go through all of these parts and really sort of distinguish this, we'll look to add some value in there. So really, okay, you've got a business, hopefully it's doing a good job, that is helping people. Now that you know that you're helping people, what's number 9?
Number 9 is, does your message feel personal? So we need to breed trust. When we're selling to people, when we're marketing to people, trust is a hugely important component of that. And there's a really simple way we do this. It's reciprocate language people will understand. And
so sort of like body language, like
body language,
NLP.
Mirroring.
Look,
like right now,
we just do the leg switch, and we're good. And back.
Mirroring works. Yeah, there's a reason.
It makes people feel like you're in their tribe, and
Absolutely.
for goodness sake, you probably are if you're helping them. You probably are part of their tribe. You're part of their family. So
I think so. Not always though. There are businesses where I'm not a plumber, but I can sell to plumbers, and the way I do it is I talk to plumbers first, I listen to their language, and then I reciprocate it when I write to them. When I'm writing a bit of copy, I don't use marketing talk, I don't use the words that I would use in conversation aren't the words I'd write for a client.
Yeah, you get professional at that point.
Professional. You match the pacing, match the language, and match the environment your customer's in. They'll think that you're one of them, and that's what you need to do. That's part of your job when launching a campaign.
Yeah, so just understand your client's bias are going to be based around who they mess with. Yeah. And inside of that, if you can, sort of merge with their messaging. Yep. And it's the same with video. Like if you're selling to a whole bunch of kids, they don't want to see high production video. They want to see something that's rough and ready.
And they want it to be portrait so they can watch it on TikTok.
Yeah, so many things. But then, in terms of video, if you know that you've got a more established traditional market, your boomers, then, and it's a premium product, you want to get the noise to information ratio really succinct, and you want it to look tasty.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to like what? It's
number 8.
Yeah, which is?
So number 8, which we've spoken about before, is my favorite, which is this idea of, is your headline doing its job? Which really simply, it has a single job, and it's to grab someone's attention, pull them into the copy.
This is about getting your headline just on point.
Yeah, headline on point. If you're talking video content, it's the first scene on point.
Yeah.
But if this is an email, it's the subject line's on point. But when really understanding the headline is the cornerstone of the campaign.
And you almost want to curate that narrative to the problem that you solve. So, for instance, repositioning Digital Darkroom recently, I sort of always thought that I reflected the beauty or the talent of creative and awesome businesses out to the world. And I'm like, yeah, I sort of do that. But more than anything else, I've understood that I actually create content that connects people. So video that connects is my statement now. I've just had to banner it up on my, rather than all of this airy-fairy sort of stuff, get down to that. And so if you can get your core statement, your positioning statement, and that is something that shows people the problem that you're fixing for them, then they're going to be stoked because they're going to want to move on down the track. And we're going to move on with that segue into number 7.
Yeah, number 7, which is your message clear? Which actually, we talk about this idea of removing things to make it better. And clarity comes from removing clutter.
Yeah, so like killing the darlings in the film industry, this is the same sort of thing, editing out like that little sideline with Netflix. It probably wasn't the greatest noise to information stuff, but hey, we're having a conversation here, we want to flow.
Yeah.
So really, that clarity?
It's removing clutter. It's, in a design, it's white space, it's... And look at Apple; they use white space more effectively than anyone else in the world.
They call it negative space in and white space in yours, and pauses in audio. So if you think of a song, there's those points in a song where it might pause, or in an actor's sort of monologue, they might pause, and it's that stopping.
Yeah.
So stop yourself from just blabbering on with your message, and really get.
Well, don't get in the way. Don't get in the way of people buying by saying too much.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on. We're taking our own advice on this.
Drinking our own Kool-Aid.
So it's number 6 now, lucky number 6.
Yeah, so number 6 is this idea of, will your campaign create long-term partnerships? And so we'll often sacrifice short-term profit for long-term rapport and trust building.
Yeah, not me personally. He's talking about we, the royal we. Personally, I'm like a big trust guy. No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. So just from a purely anthropological, fiscal point of view, building a trust, trusted partners.
Yeah. It's a long-term game.
That's right.
Business is a long-term game, and there's a lot of people harping on at the moment about becoming a trusted advisor and a thought leader, and they're just reiterating Jay Abrams', preeminence, a strategy of becoming preeminent, which, is this idea of having said enough things in a market space and being respected enough that you have clout and you have gravitas.
Yeah.
It's not easily built, and we often see tactics being deployed. The latest strategy on Facebook or the latest tactic on Facebook to kind of hack your audience. That stuff's short-term games. It's grabbing the easy customers, which is
cringe to me. It's cringe.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I don't like putting out content, because the Kiwi in me is going, am I being that guy? Am I being that cringy freaking?
But it does work. This is how you got my book.
I totally understand.
I did the post.
I totally understand, and it's why I'd be open to creating creative corners and getting in amongst it and having this stuff, even though there's so many podcasts out there, because what you have to offer. If you really understand what you've got to offer and you've had some results from it, nobody can buy a secret. So you need to really be able to just get it out there. And so number 6, succinctly.
Look, number 6 is creating content that forms and creates partnerships, long-term partnerships. So be willing to sacrifice the sale in the short term to build a relationship based on trust in the long term, and you will make more money.
Understood. So for us in video, a lot of the time, I gotta say, there's content that we call, I personally, a couple of my friends, we call dreamers, and they're what you call commercials. They're like sometimes vanity pieces, but they definitely capture people's imaginations. Now, they're not going to get you the ROI you need straight away, but they're definitely capturing the imagination. They're allowing people to understand, hey, this is what we're up for. This is the feeling. This is the why of the situation. So that's a core part of
building that trust.
Yeah. So you just like there's other videos that you'd make or other content that you'd make that would get specials, or like snackables that are.
Well, there's also, and we talk about this later on, but there's a right time, right place for the right style of content. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but it all comes into, thinking about what you put out there, slow down to speed up.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to slow down now and speed up to number 5.
Yeah, fantastic.
What?
That's a good segue.
This is our 4th take. I had to get better, otherwise he was never going to know me again.
Oh, fantastic. So, look, number 5 is this idea of, is your message taking people on a journey? And meeting people where they are. And one of the things we like to do is with copy and direct response copy, we like to take people out of their life and take them on this journey, tell a story where they are, they are the centerpiece. Yeah. And good marketing should move people emotionally from where they are to where they want to go. And when we're looking at crafting a story or taking customers on a journey, we're using their language.
Yeah.
So they can
solving their problems.
So we're talking about their problem. We're using their language, and then we're meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
And then we use story to paint a picture of where they could be. And it just so happens that our product is the thing that will move them to where they could be. That's storytelling.
I'm hoping, because otherwise they've just bought something they really don't need. So number 5 is, like story, and what would you say?
Taking your customers on a journey.
Journey.
From where they are to where they want to be.
So if you spent a lot of time doing pick a path books and you love that stuff, now's the time. Think about that throughout the whole process. Just like you might start in video with a dreamer and capture people's imaginations, the next video you might make is an explainer, allowing people to understand more about what's going on. And then after that, they'll still have some questions. So you might move on in the journey to testimonials and allow, through the testimonials, to ask those pain points. And then from that point, they've watched 3 videos. My God, they've, it's basically the Avengers or Lord of the Rings. They'll probably buy in the video scenario.
Yeah.
But let's move on to number 4, because we're nearly launched.
So, look, number 4, this idea of what's stopping people from saying yes to you. So,
they're Kiwi, so they say yeah, nah.
The problem is they can't decide if they want to say yeah or nah.
Well, we're paralyzed by possibility now. Nowadays, you've got to admit there's a lot going on, so it can be hard to choose one thing or the other. So what you're talking about to cut through that would be?
We talk about when we write copy, we front foot objections. So in a sales environment, one of the tools that we use to get people across the line is we'll just talk about their objections. So you might think this is quite expensive. Well, here's why it's not expensive. And all of a sudden, you've actually cut that out of their objection kind of repertoire. They've got this toolkit of, I've got these 10 reasons I'm going to say no. And so in your marketing...
You're front-footing the pain
points.
Bring
it all to the front. Yeah. So every pain point will have an objection.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you can't solve my pain.
And it's not so much a script, but it's definitely a protocol that you guys have that you can apply, or that you guys have that you can apply to every situation for your customers.
Yeah.
So that your noise to information ratio goes way higher with the noise and information, and then the people go, okay, well, not only am I getting a problem solved, but it's not taking that much time, which is another problem solved. Because often we spend time trying to solve problems, right? and it's like just trying to solve the problem is the problem.
Yeah.
Let alone the problem. You know, like it's like if I go to the mechanic, I got to choose which mechanic to go to. That's a problem.
But if you, and I think the thing is if we use the mechanic example, if you go to a mechanic and they say it's going to be $2,500, and you go, well, I don't have $2,500, that's your price objection, and they go, fantastic, well, you can put it on finance. Objection gone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So you're front footing that.
But
So
instead, if their marketing, they were like, we have finance available for repairs, it's gone.
Just
There's no
quietly,
price
guys,
objection.
that happened to me the other day. I needed to get something fixed, and they wanted me in to do the quote. Now, I'm sure that there was a reason why they really needed me in, but I tell you, if you're there with the mechanic, and you know, like your car's already there, you're probably gonna just go for it.
Yeah.
Because you'll start to get a rapport. You want to understand them. So the same thing could be said with anything, whether it's a plumber, mechanic, whether it's a digital marketer.
Yep.
So number 4, great.
Yep.
Number 3.
Number 3 is the old scarcity tactic. So when you're putting a campaign out there, does your offer have built-in scarcity?
Oh, okay, yeah, catch. I was freaking out there. I was like, "What? You don't have enough of like how good you are?"
Yeah.
Like I thought,
there has to be a reason why someone would buy now, and that's where scarcity comes in. Is there's not enough of these left? You know, with the online growth accelerator that we're launching soon, there's only going to be 30 spaces available.
Understood. So succinctly, as the headline here, it's like you've probably got a capacity in your business. You probably do. So you want to like look at, all right, what is that, and what do I want to fill up?
Yeah.
Produce, the back end for that, and then go, all right. So now, authentically, you're saying we've just got this.
Well, I mean, in our business,
we've only got
it's
30
really
spots.
simple. In our agency, we only have 5 spots.
Yeah, I have the thing is, I have this natural hate for like marketing with scarcity.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the time it's fake. It's just so fake.
It's got to be real scarcity.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I'm trying to sort of like augment it, because
Well, with you, it's really simple. For your business, you can only do so many shoots at the quality that you deem acceptable. Now, in our agency, we could bring in 15, 20 clients to the partnership program. We haven't built the systems and processes to scale that many businesses at the rate we desire.
So no matter if you're a filmmaker or digital marketing,
quality, number of clients.
Yeah.
And if you go, I want to deliver this level of quality, there's a limited number of clients that you can match that quality for. So there's natural scarcity.
So think about that with your scarcity. Like go, okay, what do I really want to build? How much? And
if you're an e-com brand, one of our e-com businesses, we've scaled, I think 500%, almost 500% monthly revenue. And one of the things we do once a month is there's limited edition products that come out. Now, the entire business is not scarce.
I understand.
But there are limited edition parts of the business.
Yeah, and we see it everywhere. Even the kids on YouTube understand it with limited edition merch, where they're like, you've got like Mike Malak and Logan Paul going.
Yeah.
Actually, the Nelk boys are great at it. They're like, we are only going to make this. It's only going to be at this point in time. It's never going to exist again.
Yeah.
And I feel like people understand the urgency of whatever something is, with the temporal sort of like
price increases work too. We use price increases.
Yeah.
We go, look, this price is going to go up at this date.
Yeah, so we've spent a bit of time on this, but I think it's an important thing to sort of nail down because
people are scared of it. You touched on this thing of you have a fear around it. You don't want to feel
I just think it's inauthentic. I just think it's a tactic. It seems to me like, buy now and you'll get these free steak knives. And as Kiwis, I know that we don't mess with that. I think we mess more with what's honest. And so for me,
we like
honestly,
to think that we do, but Briscoe's is still one of the biggest businesses in New Zealand. They have a fake sale every weekend.
You're
so
right.
you can say we're better than
right.
that. We're not. Right. Everyone can be marketed to.
I'm not better than that. I'm going to go buy the drone on special.
Yeah, you're going to buy the drone on special and you're going to do it because at one point it's going to run out. All right. And the price is going to go up.
I take your point. So should we move on to number 2 and do a leg switch? 3, 2, 1. Oh!
So number 2 is your campaign credible? So have you included elements of credibility or or trust markers in the campaign.
Mate, I just thought of it. How can you be incredible if you're not credible? You can
Yeah,
take, you
there
can
we
keep
go.
that.
I'll add it to the book.
Yeah.
You touched on it before.
Yeah.
Testimonials in a series of videos.
But also
having
you touched on it because
testimonials.
you're saying that you front foot those pain point questions straight
Yeah.
up. And that no bullshit sort of style of dealing with
Yeah.
situations, it's what we've evolved to in humanity, because we are aware of all of these tactics and these games we play for journeys
absolutely.
through. And I feel like everybody out there understands this too, even kids.
But
They
authenticity
understand.
works best. So one of the things is, I used to charge for a day's consulting like $400. I like when I was getting started,
Damn.
and that was with like a day of prep, a day of strategy work. It's like 5 hours of strategy, and then it used to take me 3 days to create the follow-up document.
No, I understand. I understand.
And I would take as many clients on as I could at that rate, and over time I've realized that actually we can only do 4 good workshops where I've committed the mental bandwidth, and Lucy's created the, given the creative bandwidth.
You wouldn't have known that, and because you're still in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known that if you hadn't have pushed that that.
You got to find the upper threshold and then work back from it.
I'll be honest, we'll digress for a little bit. I write down everything that I do throughout the day. I just chart the day. So if there's something new that I'm doing, I'm paying attention to whether or not I'm getting it done in the time that I expected it to be done.
Yeah.
And then I can quote for it. So through the time as you develop your business, you'll find that you'll understand how much you've got of that. And that actually harks back to number 3 and why you need scarcity, because you're like, okay, this takes this much.
Every hour has. We often think about billables, particularly in service-based businesses, but also e-commerce businesses. If you're a business owner, you need to work out your effective hourly. You know, and most people don't, and therefore they go, oh, there's no scarcity because I can just keep working. And it's like, yeah, well, you haven't done this for 10 years at 70, 80 hours a week, because once you have, you realize there's a real scarcity to the amount of good work you can do.
Yeah.
And with all of our clients, we always take people through this really simple formula of work out total expenses, work out how many hours you actually want to work every week, and that gives you your effective hourly rate you need to charge.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 3, and you've got a profitable business.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's like we're Captain Obvious of the USS sort of like Enterprise here, just going through what we need to sort of go, okay. But it's funny, even as you get older and you know some of this stuff, to be reminded of it, to fall in step with it as you transform your business and go back to those fundamentals like this launch sort of
and that's
document
why
is done.
we wrote this. It was partly we were creating it internally. How do we, what is our own internal process for campaign success? And then we're like, this is a book.
That's a book.
Yeah.
And so we're going to sum up on number 1.
Yeah.
It's the final. We've done this in record time. So number 1.
Yeah. Number 1 is, has someone in your market looked over your message? It's not overly complicated. Get the messaging in front of your customers, in front of people who will give you honest feedback, not, I love it, it's amazing. This is what I don't love about it, feedback. And if they come back and are like, I'm ready to buy, and then you've done a good job. But you really want critical feedback from real customers. And look, we're lucky enough now to live in a world where just chuck an ad on Facebook and see how it goes for a couple of days. You can do that, but we often like to put a message in front of a customer. When we build websites, we only build websites for our partnership clients. When we get involved in a web project, we'll do the mum test. Get some real eyeballs on it, but eyeballs that'll give you, we always say in pre-market validation, your friends will lie to you. So you go to your friends with your great business idea, they'll lie to you. They'll be like, yeah, it's perfect, but it might not be the best idea. And it's the same in marketing. If you just go to your mates, they're an echo chamber of your belief systems.
Yeah, go to your frenemies, these people who actually really enjoy telling you you're not good enough, because they're going to bring out the best in you.
They're gonna give you the ruthlessly honest feedback, or put it in front of, we'll test new campaigns in front of existing customers.
Yeah.
So before we take it to a cold audience, we'll take it to our customers and show it to them and get their feedback.
So that was a pretty good run. We're just going to run through all of them again from the top. just as a review. So the 10 launch questions you want to ask yourself before you kick off on your launch for a successful flight up into the stratosphere, little, like grab some clients, and then landing and everybody happily on Mars with great ROI would be.
So starting off with number 10 is starting with the number one problem on your customer's mind, really understanding where their pain is at the moment. Then number 9 is, does your message feel personal? Are you using reciprocal language?
Yeah,
that
you're
they
using
would
daily,
use?
yeah.
Number 8 is your headline doing its job. So just the one job of the headline, getting people into the marketing.
Yeah.
Number 7 is your message clear. Have you removed all the bullshit? Have you,
Killed the darlings, guys.
You killed the darlings.
Sorry, darling, you've been killed.
Will your campaign help create long-term partnerships? Number 6. So are you thinking long-term or short-term?
Yeah.
Are you chasing short-term profit or building relationships? Number 5, are you taking your customers on a journey?
Yeah, so whoa, yeah.
Yep. And then what's stopping people from saying yes to you? So have you naturally incorporated objections into your marketing and counted them in advance? We talk about pre-framing. You referenced body language, mirroring, things like that.
Yeah.
Number 3, does your offer have inbuilt scarcity? So is there a fixed number of X available, or is there something that's going to drive people to buy immediately?
Or very soon because they need it.
Yep. Is your campaign credible? Have you used social proof, testimonials, reviews, Trustpilot, things that make people, even branding adds to credibility. When you've got a beautiful brand, people understand that took money, which means that you're infinitely
probably going to be around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, absolutely. We have an office to build credibility, And then last but not least is, have you had someone in your market look over your message?
Yeah.
0, all engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Yeah.
Thanks for being the first of the guests in Creative Corner.
Good.
Do you want to do your final plug for the book, just as your call to action on the way out to the camera?
Yeah. So, look, if you'd like to grab a copy of Countdown to Launch, it's absolutely free, never going to charge for it, and it's gripping stuff. It has a ton more information and detail than what we've covered here. I'll have Jason post a link somewhere around this
we'll
video.
be posting and linking, and everything will be in there. I mean, it's softly launching this week. That's why we're doing this. So all of that information will be in here. Nathan will have this on his channel,
be on
LinkedIn, and I'll have it on mine. We'll probably do some other things that we'll imagine after this, but that was a good one.